Good morning and happy Mother's Day. I hope everybody's doing okay. And today's a little bit different because I'm actually in front of the camera, uh, and I don't like doing this too often because I think it'd just be boring, really. Um, I usually do it early in the morning, so I may have my pajama tops on, and it just look the same. And sometimes the background's not the best wherever I get to do um, these videos, and so I'd rather show you what there is in the scriptures and other things. Today, though, is Mother's Day, and also uh, we've done all the reading. There is the talk by Elder Bednar, talking a little about the sacrament and about baptism and confirmation, and retaining a remission of your sins. I recommend you go and listen to that on your own. But today I've been thinking about the mission to the Lamanites and how it said what was what came of the mission of the Lamanites, and we talked about it yesterday a bit. And so what I thought I'd do today is talk more about a few things that I noticed, fruits of my mission. Uh, of course, I've been able to, biggest fruit that I ever got from my mission is the fact that I married someone that was in my first mission area. I didn't marry someone in my first mission area. I kept all the mission rules, but had an electrifying handshake, um, and met with, after my mission, she came to visit and stole my heart away and has kept it ever since. So that, I think, was something that wouldn't have been an expected mission, um, thing on a mission. I didn't expect that. And as we um, have had these years together, we've ended up moving back to what would have been my first area in my mission, uh, and got to see some of the fruits. I can't. I feel like I haven't been a great person at keeping in touch with everybody that I taught or things like that. I've not been good at that. I'm not good at keeping in touch with family, let alone other people. But there are some people. I get a chance to visit with one of the first ladies I ever taught on my mission, and actually get to home to um, minister to her, um, and it's a delight. It's wonderful to keep that contact with her and be close enough to be able to see her and her family's lives. Another one that I would like to mention is someone that was in another area, and my companion and I were prayerfully considering what we should do, where we should go, and we felt that we should go to this certain member's family and ask them to do a cottage evening, an evening where we go in and share a message with the member's family and anybody they might invite. And we help them choose people that they would like to invite and gave them assignments to get that ready, and that we would get a little message ready. Not a big discussion, just a little message. Something that was inspirational, something that's fun. And we had the evening as the family was nervous and hoped that people would show up, and people did show up. And one of those was their parents, the wife's parents, actually, which seemed strange. They knew about missionaries, but they would not have a discussion with them. They would not, as in, they wouldn't have a spiritual discussion with them. But they showed up at this one, and we had this short message, and had some games, and had some fun, and left. And then a little about a week later, we went and knocked on their door, and they were a bit surprised as the parents, but let us in, which was something new because they never let the missionaries in ever. They told us straightforward, don't want to hear anything about the church or anything like that. No gospel teaching or anything like that. But they were willing to talk to us. So we talked about their fish tank and a few other things. He had an Oscar, which I found fascinating. So we talked about that. And we went back a few times. And most of the time, we never talked about anything church related. And if they did ask a question church related, we answered it quickly. We didn't go into a big discussion. And just build a really good friendship. And then myself and my companion moved out and went to different areas. A year later, I was went home, and about a week after I went home, I got a phone call, not a phone call, I got a message from the members that had hosted the cottage evening, and said that their parents were getting baptized. And it was amazing. I was so excited for them. And fast forward about 6 years, and my wife and I and my little family came down, and we went, because I'd finished university. I'd come to live in England again, and decided to go and visit that ward down there. Actually, is a branch, I believe, and see if I could meet with the families. They weren't there on that Sunday, and I felt really disappointed. Found out that was because they were at the temple. They were doing work at the temple, and that they were very strong and active in the church. It was a wonderful thing to hear, and I missed being able to hear them. Visit with them. But it's knowing that there is something that even when you don't know, if you've done a lot, I didn't do much teaching, but I'm glad that we got through the door. So you never know how you're going to touch someone and how it's going to end up. And I think that's true, that we should always remember that with everyone we meet, and that we don't have to go on a full-time mission to have experiences where if we're doing what's right, we may touch people's lives in ways we don't know. And I just thought I'd share that, and that would be the message today, and let everybody get back to their sharing with their mothers. And I think that's one other thing. Sorry, I'm gonna add on. It sounds like I was about to finish, but there is something I remember before my mission. Mother speaking and saying, "I may not have gone on a full-time mission, but my kids are my full-time mission, and they are my converts to the church." And I believe I believe that very strongly. That sometimes it's your own family, and sometimes it's just those people around you, the kind deeds that you do, that mean the most. And so whether you're on a full-time mission or not, you can have those experiences. And I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day, and we'll see you tomorrow.